Welcome back to Part 2 of Building a Reputation, Chapter 4 of a Thora Silentblade tale. The wizard seemed intent on closely examining all of the books on the shelf, intrigued that they wouldn't come loose. Each one seemed to click into place as if triggering a mechanism. An interesting contraption, but why would somebody do this? The turtle kept pulling on them in different orders, until a poison trap fired off in the wizard's face, causing him to recoil. The presence of the trap indicated something valuable may have been located there. Examining the dust for traces of use, there seemed to be about 6 books that had been moved more than the others, with a variety of titles, including Ardent's Axe, Erotic Elemental, Failsafe, Signs and Sigils, Treasure, and the dubiously named Not a Trap. While there were many other books on the shelf, Thora's attention was focused on these 6, and particularly the 3 that seemed likely to be a problem. After restraining Dwayne long enough to make sure the turtle wouldn't keep pulling on trap books, Thora went to work. It took time, but the dwarf was able to gently pry open a board to reveal the trap behind the treasure tome. Disabling it was trivial at that point. Unsurprisingly, Thora's efforts found another mechanism linked to the Not a Trap volume, which had also managed to explode in Dwayne's face. The dwarf eyed the remaining 4 and decided to check the one labeled Failsafe, just to be sure. Finding nothing, the dwarf was about to move for another when the wizard asked again what the titles were. Ardent's Axe, Erotic Elemental, Failsafe, and Signs and Sigils, Thora replied, unsure of why the wizard was asking.
That spells safe, if ordered correctly, shouted the wizard.
He was right. It did. Activating the books in that order clicked them into place, followed by the sound of metallic gears sliding as a panel of the bookcase slid out of the way to reveal a combination safe. The Cavendish fellow had certainly taken steps to protect his interests, but this was not exactly unexpected, given the thug's short-sighted plan for a quick score. Cavendish likely expected somebody like him might come for his goods. The dwarf's knuckles cracked as Thora's hands stretched out with interlocked fingers. It had been a long while since the rogue had tried to break into a safe of some kind. It was mandatory training as part of the special unit Thora had been recruited into, but that had been quite a while ago. Thora suggested to the others to look for any sign of a combination or numerical clue while the dwarf leaned into the safe. With eyes closed, Thora focused attention on the sound of the tumblers in the safe. Some of these old safes were noisier than others, and with the right amount of care you could make out the clicks. Rotating the dial slowly, Thora listened for the telltale noise, not hearing anything until the dial was almost all the way around. A faint, but definitely audible sound brought Thora's dial spin to a complete stop. Locking in the first part of the combination, Thora dialed again and again. Zarek reported that there was no indication of any numerical clues, but Thora held up one finger to indicate silence. Almost there. Click! The last tumbler fell into place, and the safe door easily swung open. Inside was a mound of coins that had been taken from businesses and villagers all over the area. Sliding them into a pack for later examination, Thora also caused a few bottles to spill out as well. Quite the haul.